Hi everyone, I'm Gunushri studying in Shri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today, I'll be discussing about the subject object-oriented programming with Java. So what are the topics I'll be discussing are. So first thing is the synchronization in Java. Second topic, I'll be discussing about suspending, resuming, and stopping threads in Java. Third thing is how the inter-thread communication will happen. So there are few topics that will come under these three main topics. So moving on to the first topic, that is synchronization in Java. So what is synchronization? So synchronization is a mechanism that will allow multiple threads to access shared resources in a coordinated manner. It will also help in preventing data inconsistency and race conditions in multi-threaded environments. So this synchronization can be achieved using synchronized keyword in Java. So what is the importance of synchronization? So synchronization ensures that only one thread can access a shared resource at a particular time. So it will prevent data corruption. It also helps in maintaining data integrity and consistency in multi-thread application. So synchronization is crucial in scenarios where multiple threads need to be updated or access a shared variable. So what are the different synchronized methods? So particularly in Java, methods can be declared as synchronized to achieve synchronization. So when a synchronized method will be called, the thread will acquire the intrinsic lock of the object before executing the method. Other threads that will be trying to access the synchronized method will have to wait until the lock is released. So if there is something called synchronization process, then this particular process will happen in particular blocks, which is referred as synchronized blocks. So the synchronization will be achieved using synchronized blocks in Java. So what is a synchronized block? So it is a section of code that is enclosed within a synchronized keyword, which will be followed by an object or class reference. So only one thread can enter a synchronized block for a particular object or a class at a particular time. So moving on to what is deadlock and starvation, which will be appearing in synchronization. So deadlock will occur when two or more threads are blocked forever or waiting for each other to release a rock. Starvation happens when a thread is perpetually denied access to shared resource due to high priority threads. So carefully, we have to design and implement necessities to avoid deadlocks and starvation in synchronized code. So the volatile keyword. So what is the volatile keyword used? So mainly this is used to achieve synchronization for variables in Java. When a variable will be declared, if a variable is declared as volatile, then its value always will read from the main memory and not from the thread cache. So volatile variables will ensure visibility and ordering guarantees, but do not provide any atomicity. So what is the difference between synchronized and volatile keyword? So synchronized, it can be used only within a block or method. Volatile can be used only with variables. Synchronized will require a lot of objects, whereas volatile doesn't require a lot of objects. Synchronized will require more CPU usage. Volatile does not require CPU usage. Synchronized will affect variables for in whole block. It will affect only one variable. It cannot synchronize on null objects, but volatile variable could be null. So moving on to the what are the synchronization practices. So we have to minimize the use of synchronized methods or block to reduce the contention that will be appearing. So we have to prefer an atomic class or non-blocking algorithms for better performance in higher concurrent scenarios. Using thread-safe collections from java.util.concurrent package for shared data structures. So moving on to the second topic, suspending, resuming, and stopping threads in Java. So what are these mainly commander? So these three threads concepts are essential in Java for controlling the execution of a concurrent process. These mechanisms will allow the developers to manage the life cycle of threads and also handle the synchronization and coordination between the developers. So moving on to what is suspending a thread. So suspending means temporarily pausing its execution. The keyword used is suspend. So this suspend method used in the thread class is used to suspend a particular thread. So this is deprecated due to potential thread deadlock and other issues. It is recommended to use other mechanisms to control thread execution. So what is resuming a suspended thread? So resuming a suspended thread means allowing a already suspended thread to continue its execution after it is being being paused. So the resume method is used to resume a suspended thread. Similar to the suspended method, the resume method is also deprecated. So alternative mechanism should be used for thread reassumption. So how to stop a thread? So stopping a thread means terminating its execution, that is completely coming out of the block. The stop method is used to stop a thread. Again, this method is also deprecated due to its potential for leaving objects in an inconsistent state. It is recommended to use other mechanisms for thread termination. Using flags to control thread execution. There are different flags that will be used to control the thread execution. So it is one of the common approach that is being used. So the developers will define a Boolean flag variable to indicate whether a thread should continue execution or pause or terminate from the thread. By checking the flag periodically within the thread's run method, the thread can respond to changes in its execution status. So using the wait and notify methods. So once we approach to suspend or resume thread is by using the wait and notify method. The wait method will cause a thread to wait until another thread notifies it to resume, whereas a notify method is used to wake up a waiting thread and allow it to continue its execution. Using the join method, how this suspending, resuming, or stopping can be done using the join method. So it is used to wait for a thread to complete its execution. The join method basically waits for a thread to complete its execution. Once we call this join method on a thread, then the calling thread will pause until the specified thread finishes. This mechanism can be useful for coordinating the execution order of multiple threads. How the interrupt method will be useful. So it is in thread class, it is used to interrupt a thread's execution. So when a thread is interrupted, it can choose gracefully to stop or continue its execution based on interruption status. Moving on to the third topic, that is the inter-thread communication in Java. So what is inter-thread communication? So this communication allows threads in Java to communicate and synchronize their actions. So it is very useful when multiple threads need to coordinate their activities or share data within themselves. So Java will provide built-in mechanisms for inter-thread communication such as wait, notify, and notify all. So what are the basics of thread synchronization? So it will ensure that only one thread can access a shared resource at a time. It can be achieved using the synchronized keyword or by using deadlocks. So inter-thread communication is also often used in conjunction with thread synchronization to avoid race conditions. So how wait and notify methods will be used to communicate between the threads. So the wait method will cause the current thread to wait until another thread invokes the notify or notify all methods. So it is basically used to pause the execution of a thread until a specific function or condition is completed. The notify method will wake up all the single waiting thread, while notify all will wake up all the waiting threads. So how this wait and notify methods will be used. To use this, the calling thread must acquire the object's lock using synchronization, or the lock should be synchronized. When we call wait within a loop, then it will check for the desired condition. When we call notify or notify all, then all the waiting thread or threads will be resuming their job. So these were the complete three topics what I discussed. So moving on to the summary part. So first topic I discussed was synchronization in Java. So this will be helpful for maintaining data consistency and preventing the race conditions in multi-threaded Java application. So this can be achieved using synchronized methods, synchronized blocks, volatile variables, atomic classes, or even explicit lock objects. So understanding synchronization mechanisms is one of the best practice for writing efficient and correct multi-threaded code in Java. The second topic, suspending, resuming, and stopping threads in Java. So this will be crucial for managing concurrent processes. So methods like suspend, resume, stop should be avoided due to some potential issues, while using flags, that is wait, notify, join, and interrupt, will be recommended more for controlling thread execution. Inter-thread communication is again one of the most essential communication for coordinating and synchronization threads in Java. It will allow the threads to communicate, share the data, control the order of the execution. So the built-in mechanisms like wait, notify all these will be used for inter-thread communication. This was all what I discussed about today. So thank you for watching. Hope the video finds useful. Thank you again.